What a nonsense, guys. Kaspa dipped to as low as 7 cents as of today, as of the time of recording this video. At the moment, the price is 10 cents. Guys, if you think that this is a good buying opportunity, obviously good for you. I believe it is, because I personally don't think that this is the end for this cycle. But of course, guys, this video is not financial advice, so remember about that. And if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing. My name is Luke, and in today's video we are going to try to determine whether this is the end for this cycle for Kaspa and overall market, or it's actually the calm before the storm. And I know how it sounds. We've got a lot of things to talk about, right? Obviously, market is a little bit scared due to the fact of what Trump is doing, or actually is trying to achieve with Greenland, so on and so forth. And guys, if it comes to, short time in Kaspa's TA, you see what's going on, right? On a daily time frame, Kaspa dipped below this blue line, below this overall white line, and at the moment, guys, this is what stopped Kaspa, this overall level of a support that was, basically the previous, pullback that was in 2023, right? And like technically we can argue that that's about it, guys, right? So now the question is Kaspa going to dip lower? Well, I don't personally think so. But of course, guys, I could be wrong, right? Because looking at the weekly time frame for Kaspa, well, we still have a little bit of a fuel to go towards the downside if it comes to that stochastic RSI. Of course, this is just a momentum indicator, so make sure that you remember about that. Nonetheless, guys, if we are going to look at BTC, and yes, we are going to look at different charts in today's video, because we have to focus, okay? We have to pay attention to what is going on, right? So first of all, I would like to point out to everybody that this was the time when BTC basically reached that, 73,000, and that was March 2024, and we're trading in this vicinity in here for a while, where everybody gave up on BTC. And I do have a feeling that this is exactly the same time at the moment, right? Of course, there are things that are happening in the market. We are going to get into different data that I have collected for you from X. Nonetheless, guys, looking at this falling wedge, let me actually show you the falling wedge, which is actually in here. This is a bullish pattern, okay, based on technicals, right? So if I'm going to come back to trading view, well, based on technicals, guys, this is still fine, okay? And I know how it sounds, because looking at my portfolio, things aren't fine, okay? I'm here with you. I'm not trading a leverage. Well, let me actually know if you're trading leverage. With leverage, I'm holding spot positions, multiple altcoins. Nonetheless, guys, my portfolio definitely hurts, because if we are going to look at the bubbles, things are really ugly, okay? But anyways, guys, I don't want to digress too much in this video, okay? Looking at BTC, obviously that liquidity got collected at roughly 90,000 something, 400, whatever. Based on technicals, things are still roughly okay, right? That is a falling wedge formation, which is a bullish pattern, okay? Now, guys, looking at the dominance, okay, I want to go through the dominance to actually trading view first, and then we are going to look at X. So what the heck, right? I was thinking that yes, we are going to go towards the downside now, and yes, we are going to see beautiful altcoin season, and everybody is going to be happy, and you're going to take your missus for the dinner, right? Hell no, you're not going to take your missus for the dinner, at least not in foreseeable future, right? But of course, things might gonna change. Anyways, guys, in my opinion, this is clear manipulation, okay? You see that the dominance of BTC actually spiked to 64%. And let me actually zoom this thing out a little bit to weekly, let's say, and isn't it, well, kind of almost all-time high, right? 64. But anyways, guys, since we are here on a weekly for BTC's dominance, I would like to point something out, okay? This vertical line that you saw on the left side, that was the previous altcoin season, and that is the previous altcoin season, which started in January 2021, right? Why am I showing you this? Well, because potentially we could find similar pattern in here, okay? So as you guys see in here, we had the formation of head and shoulder, which obviously is a bearish pattern, but for altcoins it's obviously bullish because it's BTC's dominance, right? So we had a left shoulder, then we had the head and the right shoulder, and then finally we had around couple of weeks, I believe months actually, of downside, okay, for BTC's dominance, and we had altcoin season, right? So at the moment in here, guys, what potentially could be the case is that these candles are very similar. This is the first thing, right? We've got some, you know, pressure that's going downward, and that potentially could be the left shoulder, that potentially could be the head, and that could be the right shoulder. And in this case, we are going to trade in area of bullshit for a bit longer, and then potentially we could, you know, go towards this you know, beloved altcoin season that we are all waiting for, guys, right? Now a little bit of a kind of coinciding data in here. Yes, I know how it looks like, okay? I know how it looks like, but I'm going to explain. So let me zoom it out. This is weekly, okay? And that chart is total crypto market cap that is excluding top 10 on a weekly again, right? So this is the previous altcoin season. That was 2017. That was the first peak, and if it comes to dominance, right? And of course the prices at the same time. And then we had the second peak, well, let's say third, because we had another one in here, but that was the third one in April 2018, right? After that, we saw the bear cycle, obviously, the blue line. Then we had the first level of hope, let's say, right? The first level of hope that we have experienced just in here, right? Then we had the flush towards the downside, okay? And then we finally had this parabolic stage in here, right? So that was basically after coming after the bear cycle, right? If it comes to the dominance for these alts, so that happened, right? And now, if you are going to pay attention, these white circles obviously are basically the same top as in here, as in this area, okay? And now we've got this blue line obviously going downwards, the bear cycle, the first level of hope, then the dump. And at the moment, guys, this is what's going on, right? The dump, I mean, let me actually just move it a little bit, and we had the dump ongoing in here. However, notice that every single time the dominance of these altcoins goes to that purple pinkish line that serves as a strong level of support, every single time we are bouncing according to the history, right? Guys, I know that it could be potentially confusing, right? But I've stared at these charts for a bit today, and I do believe that this could be the case. I personally believe that, you know, there is manipulation occurring in the market, and of course I don't have evidence on that, but if you think about it, guys, you know, if you're going to apply a mindset of somebody that is desperately trying to you know, take money from the retail, from people like us, that's what probably you guys will be doing, right? You'll be shaking retail out so you can purchase Ethereum or other coins at, you know, discounted price, right? That kind of is, you know, it's logical thing, right? Now, going to USDT dominance, let's go, guys. I have cleared this out a little bit, right? We've got, long story short, we've got support that basically goes from November 2017, and we have dipped below this level of support, which is very, very important, okay? Now, let me actually come back to the daily, because I still kept my bearish flag in here, which is still intact, to being honest. Well, as of the time of recording this video, of course. So, we've got 3 anchor points that are basically connecting us to that flag formation, and as you guys see, if it comes to USDT dominance, we saw 4.94% of a percentage if it comes to the dominance, okay? Nonetheless, that was just a wick, and candle is still inside of that formation in here, okay? And stochastic RSI on a daily is showing us that potentially we could see the pullback, which could result in a beautiful recovery for our beloved altcoins, right? But again, guys, this update is not meant to give you hopium. I hope I never give you hopium in these videos, okay? I just share my opinions, okay? Remember that this is not financial advice. This is basically what I'm doing for myself, re-evaluating the market. And of course, since I'm doing it for myself, I can as well share it with you guys, right? Now, looking at Dixie, guys, what is happening with dollar index? Obviously, we want this thing to go towards the downside, so our beloved crypto can go towards the upside, right? So, you know, there are theories that Trump is actually trying to pump dollar index so he can make all of these deals with different countries, so on and so forth, and then crush dollar index basically. So he basically rug pulls, you know, all of these countries that he's you know, making the deal with, and that's about it, right? And then crypto is going to fly, right? Well, one thing to notice is that on very, very high time frame is that, you know, we've got potentially, well, this level that served as a resistance, and that level served as a resistance in here, and that was, to be exact, 22nd 2022. It was October, right? So this is the only kind of a connection that we have if it comes to that, right? If it comes to that overall downtrend. I do personally hope well, think and hope is that dollar index on a weekly is going to dump, especially if monthly is actually showing us the sign of weakness. Okay, so this potentially could be it could be the verge of something legendary. Again, guys, I don't want to be over bullish in here because there is no reason. Okay, but now looking at total, right, macro charts, macro outlooks, these are monthly. Okay, am I gonna switch it to the weekly? But you know, very simple video. Okay, so you guys see what's happening, right? We have closed above the previous all-time high, and now we are just retesting this all-time high as a resistance. Okay, let me actually put a circle in here, ladies and gents, and as you can clearly see, this is what is happening. All right, so the wick went below this level of a support, and now actually is still maintaining as a support. Okay, there was flashy in my opinion, right? Now looking at different charts, right, total 2, which is everything that is excluding BTC on a monthly chart. Okay, so looking at this chart, guys, let me actually switch it to weekly, okay, because that falling wedge is also more visible in here, guys. So you see what's going on, right? That's obviously excluding BTC, and Ethereum is still bleeding, right? So that's outside of that falling wedge, which potentially could be considered as a fake out, right? Because we've got a strong deviation towards the downside, right? And after that, hopefully we are going to see something, well, bullish, right? Anyways, we've got total crypto market cap excluding BTC and Ethereum. So that's XRP, Solana, Cardano, and all of that crap. Okay. Now, by the way, apologies if I called your beloved meme coin, sorry, altcoin a crap. Okay, doesn't really matter, to being honest, right? What does really matter is that if you are making money in this market, right? And I hope that you do. Anyways, guys, so we've got bullish flag slash falling wedge in here, and based on the technicals, you see the flashy, right? That's basically when we are looking at our portfolio instead of looking at technicals and actually ignoring our emotions. Because believe it or not, I don't like the fact that my money is going down the same as yours, right? But then again, let me ignore my emotions and let's actually stick to the technicals and the data. Okay, based on the data, it's just a flash crash, in my opinion, and some kind of a manipulation that obviously I don't have any kind of evidence of, right? Nonetheless, guys, looking at these charts, everything is still looking like it's going according to the plan. Okay, now orders excluding top 10 on a weekly time frame, and this is the chart that we all like, right? So guys, obviously that's going to be a little bit lower, right, because it's excluding Solana now, Cardano, and all of this, so it doesn't have the support of these strong alts, right? Well, strong at least if it comes to market cap, right? Now if it comes to stochastic RSI on all of these charts, we can see that that is going towards the downside. So in my opinion, yes, we can see a little bit of more pain, which is obviously pain in the ass at this point. Nonetheless, guys, obviously this market is designed for you to lose, right? Not for you to win, right? If it would be so easy for you to win, everybody will be a millionaire, right? Nonetheless, guys, my conclusion based on these charts alone is that I'm ignoring my emotions and I'm not selling my spot positions at all. Of course, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't or you should. It's totally up to you. I am letting you know what is my outlook and what I'm doing or actually not doing with my positions. Okay, now let's go to Google Chrome and let's look at overall market. Damn fart coin. Okay, wow, that's impressive. If we are going to look at the biggest bubble, well, we got WIP minus 20%, we've got Gala, pretty much everything on a daily. It's around 20% of a dip, and now we've got FAT minus 30%. That's one of like biggest positions that I have, actually, minus 30%. I've got Injective, bang, right? Kaspa, obviously, and many others. I've got Render, right? My portfolio is bleeding, but I'm pretty sure it's the same case for you. Now, guys, if you want to trade this volatility, if you still actually have money to trade, make sure that you check out Bybit, because you can actually pick up anything between 5,050 USDT up to 6,082 to be exact, if you are going to use my link. Of course, guys, it's only if you believe that you know, you can make some cash. Okay, I don't want you to lose money. All right, so you can find these links below this video, and of course Tangent for security if it comes to the spot holding. Okay, you can also check out BitUnex if you have some problems with VPN and location, and you know, there are restrictions. Nonetheless, guys, now let's focus on the data that I have found for you on a Twitter, and let's actually determine, you know, because obviously looking at the chart is one thing, but of course other guys are also doing great research. So big shout out to all of these accounts, and now let's crack on it, shall we? Now, Crypto Rover is pointing that 2 billion was liquidated in the last 24 hours, and more than COVID crash. That was more than COVID crash, more than the FTX collapse, where actually I have got into the market, right? And obviously I got at really great times, but you know, if it comes to the sentiment and amount of money that was flashed, this is just unbelievable. Anyways, he says that yet we all know what's next for Bitcoin after a crash like this. It's time to buy the dip. So after the COVID crash, we had the huge rally. After FTX collapse, we had the huge rally. And after Trump tariff crash, obviously that's our Black Swan event, right? Hopefully we are going to see that recovery, guys, right? Let's see. Let's see how upcoming days are actually going to turn out if it comes to, you know, my updates. Hopefully I'm going to deliver you different types of news, right? Anyways, Ash Crypto is pointing this out, right? So today's liquidation is bigger than the UST and Luna crash. If you are, you know, that long in crypto, I'm pretty sure that you know Luna crash. That was also around the time when I was getting into the market, and well, the discounts were crazy, right? That's the reason why I could be profitable, right? And I started learning just in time. Nonetheless, guys, it's big, right? Because it shows that the sentiment and weak hands, lettuce hands are obviously out the door, and these guys are going to be pumping our backs, if you still have the back, by the way. Anyways, let's check this out, because Mr. Max is pointing this chart that's basically Fibonacci. So let me read it for you. Fibonacci extensions play a key role in identifying potential resistance levels. Once BTC enters price discovery, three major extension levels come into play: 0.618, 2.618 and 3.618. In the previous cycle, Bitcoin peaked at 3.618 extension before entering a bear market. In this cycle, BTC is facing rejection at 1.618 extension, the first key resistance. If BTC finds support and breaks through this level, the next targets are 2.618 extension near 154,000 USD and 3.618 extension around 207. Oh damn, I hope that I haven't lost you there. I've been a little bit of a technical now, but guys, obviously it's important to look at these technicals, right? Potential targets could be 200k, and I believe that this is possible. But of course, guys, many of you are going to probably laugh, many of you are going to click out of the video, but again, I like to, you know, stick to the data and ignore my emotions, okay? F my emotions. Anyways, we've got the charts provided by Mr. Prof, so big shout out. Others versus Nvidia on a weekly, and this is for altcoins according to him. He says that probably this is the final shakeout and the best stories are told after such crashes. So see COVID crash in 2020, see FTX crash in 2022, and see Japan stock market crash in 2024, and that was the biggest ever in terms of liquidations, right? Well, so historically, guys, obviously looking at these charts, let me zoom it out a little bit. Historically, that basically occurred, okay? So now again, looking at, well, like this box, for example, are we going to see another crash? Well, make sure that you take out your profits, guys, right? I took a little bit of a profit, but definitely not as much as I should. But I believe I still have time to take my profits, okay? But again, this is my personal belief. Anyways, Crypto Rover is pointing these two fractals for BTC. Bitcoin is about to rally for 4 months straight. How could you be bearish? Well, looking at these charts, I couldn't be bearish, right? But should we be bullish? Well, let's have a look. So we've got 2017 situation, right? We've got the pump, obviously the cap and handle slash whatever formation. And at the moment, guys, in 2025, this is exactly what is the case at the moment, okay? And basically, when everybody was giving up on this little dump in here in 2017, BTC rallied to 20,000, okay, in 4 months, right? I'm not saying that BTC is going to run straight towards the upside for 4 months, but based on these fractals, I believe we could inject a little bit of a hopium, if you want to call it this way. We've got situation in January, February, right? And then March. January, February, March. So this is the great question, right? I'm pretty sure that altcoins are going to see the run that they supposed to see a while ago. And if that is going to happen, I believe that altcoins are going to finally see the run once BTC is going to be dipping in March/April. But obviously, first we need to experience this big pump, right? Now, guys, looking at Kaspa. Market cap is sitting at 2.5 billion USD and ranking is sitting at number 43. Volume 354.3 mil. Damn, that's some freaky stuff. Anyways, 89.35% of Kaspa being mined. Cool, good to see. And now guys, I believe that I have covered, well, almost everything actually. So let's have a look at the liquidity heat map, and then I am going to give you my kind of let's say verdict or conclusion, however we want to call it. So Kaspa 24 hourly, I don't think that there's any liquidity towards the downside now. Oh wow, and as we speak, actually I got surprised. So 24 hourly is showing us a block of liquidity because people are longing now at 7 cents again. Is Kaspa going to dip to that price again? Well, definitely not out of the question, right? It all depends how BTC is going to behave, right? It all depends if the pain is over or not, right? But obviously, you probably saw other altcoins are dumping quite aggressively, while Kaspa, due to the fact that it's stable coin, as many people are actually saying, is not dipping as much, okay? Nonetheless, Kaspa is doing its own thing, okay? And I think that this liquidity grab here at the price that I have mentioned just now, I believe that's possible. But anyways, let's go to the weekly, okay? Let's see how things are looking like on a weekly perspective for our beloved Kaspa on Binance. Of course, guys, there are many other exchanges. It all depends where you guys trade, right? So you see what's going on. This liquidity got collected, okay? All of the people lost the cash, okay? And now we've got liquidity levels in here, okay? We definitely could see another dip, okay? I'm not saying that we will, but even if we will, that's going to probably generate more shorts, and the liquidity is going to pile above us, okay? And at some point, I believe that Kaspa is going to come back over there. Ladies and gents, to conclude this video, I know that things don't really look that great, but I'm definitely not satisfied with my gains, okay? But of course, that depends of where, when, how much, and what you have purchased, okay? If you hold only Kaspa and you've been buying at, let's say, range of 17, 18, 19 cents all-time highs, I'm pretty sure that you have to be patient, okay? But based on all of these macro charts, everything tells me that altcoin season haven't happened yet. Ladies and gents, I hope that helps, and as always, peace and love crypto.